All right, so let's just start standing tall. We'll get warmed up before we do anything major here. Hands on our hips, standing nice and tall, channeling our, we don't even have any guys with us today, do we? So we'll be super woman today. So nice and tall, chest tall, head tall and proud. And then we're going to think about just breathing. So you got your hands on your hips here. And as you breathe, think about filling the belly enough that you can make those little fingertips move with your breath. So you inhale, feel those fingers move, exhale. We'll just do a couple of these. Breathing is good. Inhale and exhale. Good, keeping the same stance and of course keeping our breaths going. We're gonna do some little head movements. So we're gonna take our eyes up to the ceiling, leaving our mouth closed, tongue in the roof of our mouth. Look up to the sky and then tuck the chin down. Then again, I'm chatting, so I'm not leaving my mouth closed, but the rest of y'all are, and then we're gonna look up to the sky and down. Good, let's do a couple more of those. Let the eyes lead the way. Good, one more up. And one more chin tuck. Good, bring your head back to the starting point. Let's lean it to one side this time, just leaving our shoulders where they are. Just our head and neck are moving here. Good, just let the weight of your big old brain stretch the neck there. Good, one more each side. So lean into one side and then the other. Good, back to center. Now let's look to one side. So eyes lead the way. Now we look to one side, then we start it back the other way. Good. Even doing these head movements on a regular basis, well, they have a couple benefits, but the two short versions is if you get any kind of neck stiffness, you add these throughout the day several times, the little up and downs, and these side to sides, you will probably find that you get a little more movement with less pain. And also, even just this little bit helps activate the parts of your brain that helps your balance be better. Okay, so now let's do a little push and pull. So we're just gonna keep standing tall, push the arms out, let the back move, pull things in. Good, push it out, pull it in. Good, I'm gonna go to the side here. Push it out, pull it in. Push, pull. Good, pushing it out, letting that back round, pulling it in, pulling those shoulders back, open the chest, push, and pull. Good, one more. Push and pull. Good. This time we're going to push across. Just push it across. Let your upper body move with it. Getting a little twist in the middle here. Just getting everything moving a little at a time. Hearing the grandkids inside. All right, now we're going to reach it up high as you can, and then we're going to bring elbows down towards our hips. Giving ourselves a little resistance as we do this. So we're engaging the lats here. So reach it up, a little resistance as you pull the elbows down towards the hips. Good. Reach it up and down towards the hips. Again, And one more. Good. All right, now we're going to find our balance on one foot. As usual, if you want to have a chair with you or countertop or something nearby to put a hand on, that's totally fine. So we're going to find our balance one or another, touching something or not. Bring one knee up. And while we've got it there, we're going to rotate this ankle. Good, and then rotate the other way. If you're not holding onto a surface, you can just experiment with arm position. Your hands can sit on your hips. You can do them out to the side. All right, now we're going to rotate this knee outward, getting some hips woken up here. Good, one more. All right, so let's park it. Find our balance on this other foot. Lift the knee. Again, hand on something or not. Go ahead and rotate the ankle. Remember, wobbles are fine. They just mean you're moving, you're working those stabilizing muscles more. Take that rotation the other way. Still balancing. Good. All right, let's add that hip movement. So we open the knee. Good. Now, if you want to fine tune this a little bit, see if you can keep your hips level as you do it. Remember, anything I do, you find a version of it that works for you. I'll try and show or tell a couple of different ways. And you just listen to what your body's telling you today. One more here. Good. All right. So we're going to start with some calf raises. So again, hand on something if you like. We're going to come up on those toes. Come up on the toes. Good. And then on this next one, we're going to hold it. Try and hold that pose on the toes. Good. Hand on something if you need to. Come on down. Let's raise up on toes again. Toes. Toes. One more and hold right here. Good. All right, let's do it one more time. So we're going to come up on toes. And toes. And toes. And toes. And one more hold. Woo! Can you hold it? There you go. Good. Come down. Wiggle them out. And then let's walk on those toes a minute. So come up on the toes and just walk around. I don't know how much space you have, but walk in a circle, walk in a figure eight. This is the part where I realized that my porch is slanted. It feels a little funny. I'm walking downhill right now. Good. All right. So we're going to come to a yoga chair. So y'all know that's just a squat. So we're going to push those hips back. We're going to reach our hands out in front for a little counterbalance. And then experiment here. See how far down you can go. Ideally, you look like you're sitting in a chair, except you're not. Good. Bring it up tall. And then let's sit back again. Reach those hands forward. Weights back in our heels here. Good. Stand it up. Let's do that again. If you want to see if you've really got your weight in your heels, you can try wiggling your toes around. If you can wiggle them, then your weight's in your heels. So good job. If you can't wiggle them, experiment with seeing if you can get a little further back. Stand it up. Good, let's do it again. Good. I'm going to angle more here. Good. Let's stand it up and push it back. Now this time when we come up, we're going to raise our arms up in the air and see if we can come up on our toes. So now we're going to raise them up, come up on the toes. Woo, we begin. And then come back down. Arms out in front. Hold. Now raise them up. Come up on those toes. And then hands go out in front again. Good. Raise them up. Sit it back. Let's do 2 more of these. Raise them up. Sit them back. Raise them up. Good. Okay. You're doing awesome. We're gonna do a little side tap now. So we're gonna tap it out to the side, press that same arm on that side forward. A little coordination. Press that arm forward, and forward, and forward. Good. So everything we do in this workout is either helping your lower body strength, helping you develop some power in the movements in your lower body, or helping you work on your balance, which is something we all need to make a point of doing. Good. Now, if you want to pep it up a little bit here, you can take it either a little faster, or you can make it like a bigger movement. Either way. I'm not going to sing you a song, and we don't have any music, but you can put some on if you want. Good. Let's do just a couple more here. All right, now let's stand it up. We're going to come back into a little, not little, I just say that a lot. We're going to come back into a split stance. We're going to lift this back heel up. Start with a little bend in both knees. So if this is the spot you need to be in, that's perfect. So stay right there. If you want to take it lower, feel free. You can come as low as is comfortable for you, but we do want to make sure wherever you are that this leg is lined up under your body. So we don't want it to be up here. We don't want it to be way back here. So it might be up here, that's fine, or lower, but just keep that leg under the body. Now, we're going to put our hands, our little yoga hands together right in front. So palms are together. And we're just going to add a twist. So we're going to twist towards our outside leg. So twist. And we're holding those legs the whole time. You'll love me for this one in a few minutes. Good. So we twist. So the hands are staying right on their chest. And as we twist, the chest and the hands move. Good. You got it. We're still holding this position. Good. And we're going to do one more this direction. Good. Now we're going to switch it all up. So we're going to take it to the other side. So same thing. Remember, we're going to keep that leg underneath our body. Our heel is lifted in the back. And then we're going to take the knee bend to whatever depth is comfortable and a little bit of a challenge. So don't worry about what anybody else is doing or I'm doing. Just challenge yourself without hurting anything. All right, hands are right here at your chest. We're going to twist. So we'll twist it to the outside and back. Good. And remember, our eyes are moving because our head is moving. Good. Twist to the outside and back to the front. Good. Twist. Back to the front. Twist. Back to the front. Good. Let's do two more. Twist. Back to the front. Twist. Back to the front. Good. All right. Stand it up. Anytime you need to, shake those legs out. Good. Okay. So now we're going to do a little elbow. Let's try it this way. Let's take the hands kind of together. No, let's do it this way. Let's make little fists. We're strong. All right. So we're going to take this opposite elbow to the other knee, but we're going to keep it on this side. We're not alternating. So we're knee, knee, knee. Good. Can you see my grandson in the window behind me? He's making faces. Good, one more. And now we're going to switch sides. We still got our strong fists. Here we go. Knee to elbow, twisting across. Don't worry if you actually touch the knee to the elbow. Good. So our fisted arms here are just helping us to keep some tension, work a few more muscles. Good. And 2 more. Awesome. Shake them out if you need to. So this is similar to some things we've done, but we're just modifying a little bit. We're going to find our balance on one foot. So we're stretching out those toes, gripping the floor. We're going to bring our hands again, our little yoga hands, right to our chest. And we're going to start with this foot behind us. Then we're going to just try and straighten that leg out, the one behind us. We're keeping a bend here. And then we're going to reach that leg a little further. Again, these are all, you take it to the point that challenges you. So if I keep going past that point, it's fine. Just hold what you got. All right. And if you can, reach back a little further. And you can always put a hand on a surface to help you balance. Good. So whatever you're doing, hand on a surface or not, hold here for just a moment. Doing great. All right, stand it up. That was good. Let's do the other side. So we're going to think about centering that foot down to the floor. Hands together or one on a surface. Reach our foot back behind us, straight leg. This one's bent. And then reach it back a little further, letting it come off the ground. Good. A little further. Again, if you can. You just take it to the point that challenges you. And if you feel like you can take it further, then give it a try. Good. And stand it on up. Awesome. We're going to do those again. So we're switching back to the first leg. Again, finding our nice tall stance. Reaching our leg behind us. Bend in this one. Reach it a little further back. And then if you want to, a little further. Holding our balance. Again, hand on a surface is completely fine. Hold, 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 and come up. Switch into the other leg now. Same deal, hand on something if you need it. Bend in this leg, reaching the other one behind, letting it come up off the ground, just floating. It's a good start. If you feel a little wobbly, but you're almost there, you almost don't need to hold on to something, just keep your toes super lightly on the ground and see if you can lift it just a hair off. Okay, but if that feels good, take it on a little further. And hold, hold, hold. Awesome. Guess what? We're doing each leg again. Here we go. Foot anchored on the floor. We're going to reach that leg back. Again, you experiment with this. If you're close to balancing, you want to try it without touching something, just see if you can let that toe lightly, just kind of kiss the ground. And then if that's okay, just try like an inch off the ground. Because the great thing is you can just stick it back on the ground if you feel wobbly. Good. So if that's good, take it on further. If that first part is a challenge, then keep it there. If you are moving and you are here doing this, then you are awesome. So don't worry if you can't do a more advanced version yet. All right, here we go. So balancing on this foot. This is we'll move on to something else after this one. We're reaching this leg behind. Again, if this is a challenge, just experiment with that toe lightly grazing the floor. And then the next step would be just taking it like an inch off the floor. But for more challenge, we'll reach that foot on back. And hold, hold, hold. Good job. All right, bring it up, ladle them out. And we're gonna do a little lunge to the side. So we start that nice and easy by stepping to the side, getting a little knee bend. Then we bring it back in. Good, so we do it again. Now there's two ways we can advance this. We can take it farther, or we can still keep it kind of close, but go a little further down. Now if you do this, try and make sure that your knee is not going out here. You still want to keep it lined up over the foot, whatever depth you go. So we step it out to wherever feels comfortable, comfortably challenging. And come down. And then bring it back in. Good. And back in. And you can either pick the foot up to step it back, or you just kind of drag the toe back in. Good. And one more on this side. All right, switching to the other leg now. Make sure you got some room. So step it to the side and lean it down. Good. Again, you can keep it shallow and not super far. That's fine. But if you want to, you can take it further, come down lower. Good. And then again, bringing it back in is either just drag that toe or step it back. Experiment, see what feels like the best for you. If I could do one thing for you, it would be to just help you find ways that feel good to move your body, to keep it moving without hurting, and to get you moving a little better. Good. All right. Just step it out. We're just going to march a second. I'm going to march to my water because it is, I'll handle it in a minute. Thanks for putting up with me with Grandkid Day today. All right, we're going to come back and do those again. We're going to come up on the calves. Up on the toes. Sorry. Y'all know I call my parts the wrong thing anyway, but throwing the extra kids in the mix. We're going to hold this one. Good. Hold. You got it. Now we're going to come up on the toes. On the toes. Good. And hold this one. Awesome. Let's do it again. Up on the toes. Up on the toes. And one more. Here we go. Hold. Hold, hold, hold. How long can you hold? Don't worry, we're not going to stay here forever. Come on down. Take a little stroll up on those toes. You can march it back and forth. You can go around in a circle. Make a little figure eight. Make silly faces. Good. All right. We're going to do our little yoga chairs. So we're going to sit back, reach our hands forward, and come up. We're going to play with the speed here. We're going to come back and stand it up. Good. Sit it back. Now when we stand up, we're going to squeeze our glutes. We're going to sit back, reach those hands forward, stand it up, squeeze those glutes. Reach it back, stand it up and squeeze. Reach it back, stand it up and squeeze. Now we're going to go slow. So we're going to sit it back. We're going to hold. And then we're going to stand up super slow. Ready? Slow motion. And squeeze. Good. Sit it back. Hold. And then we're going to stand up slow motion. Slow, slow, slow. And squeeze. Sit it back. Reach those hands forward. We're sitting back as far as we can. We're holding. We're going to stand up slow. Squeeze. One more of these. Sit it back. Hold. And we're going to stand up slow. Squeeze those glutes. One more variation here. We're going to sit it back. And we're going to bring those hands up. Up on the toes. Sit it back. And up on the toes. Sit it back. Up on the toes. Sit it back. Up on the toes. And one more. Reach it up. Awesome. It is getting crazy in there, y'all. I should have just had them come out and lead our workout, because whatever they're doing is probably a lot more than we're doing. All right, we're stepping it out to the side, pressing it forward, step and press, step and press. Yeah, after all day yesterday, I told my kids, now you know why moms are tired a lot. Good. Now remember, you can make this a little quicker if you want to. You can step it out, or you can make it big. Step it, step it. Either way. Or somewhere in the middle. Good. And two more. All right, so that super fun split stance we did. So one foot in the front, one foot behind. Remember lining up our leg underneath our body. We're gonna kick that heel up off the floor. We're gonna come down to whatever is a challenge for us. Remember, whatever depth it works for you. You can also take your stance a little bit wider if you need to, for a wider base, makes it a little more stable. Okay. Hands here at our chest, palms together. Hand touching something if you need. And then we're gonna twist to the outside and back in. So we're holding this stance the whole time. The legs are working the whole time. Good, twist it out and back in. Good, twist it out and back in. Again, twist it out and back in. Twist and back in. Two more. Twist and back in. One more. Twist and back in. Let's switch those legs up. They might be talking to you now. All right, back heel off the floor. Bend in both knees. We're lining up over our back leg, whatever depth we're at. Good. Hands together at the heart or holding on to something. We're going to twist it to the outside. Twist, come back to center. Good. Twist, come back to center. You're doing great. Good, we're doing two more. You've got this. Good, and one more. Good, all right. Stand it up. All right, little knee lift. So we're gonna try those strong fists here. Ready? We're bringing a knee across. Same side, knee across. Doing great. We're doing three more on this side. And one more. Good. Switching to the other leg. Knee towards that elbow. Keep a little tension in those arms. Doing great. Keep it going. You got 5 more. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Super. All right. We're going to do that little reach back. No, we're awesome at these. I know it. There's a level for everybody. So stretching that toe, the toes out, gripping the floor, reaching our leg back. Good. Hand on something or here at the chest. Remember the way to start. Bend here in this leg, back toe lightly touching. If that feels okay, try it off the ground. Keep this bend. And you can always keep the toe right on the ground. Just slide things back a little further. Good. If that's okay, see if you can lift it up. And you'll do that by leaning the whole body. Good. They are having a good time in there right now. Stand it up. Awesome. Other leg. We're going to reach it back. Hands at the heart. That toe's barely, barely on the floor. Then we're going to bring it off just a hair. And then we can try a little further back. Good. And stand it on up. Switching legs. Coming back to that first one. Here we go. We're going to step that toe, that foot back. Toe lightly on the ground. Bend in this leg. Hands at the heart or holding on to something. And then, if that's okay, take it a little further back. Take it a little higher off the ground by tilting the whole body, hinging at the hip. And hold. Stand it up. This is a good one you can do anytime throughout the day, just in small little bits. All right, let's do the other leg here. Toes gripping the ground, leg out behind. Ooh, lightly, lightly touching. So you can sit and wait for your coffee while you're doing this. I don't recommend it with rambunctious toddlers zooming around the room, or dogs. They're kind of the same. Let's take it one more time on each leg. Here we go. Reaching it back. Taking it to whatever level is a challenge for you. And we're holding. And remembering to breathe. Good. Switch it up one more time on this leg. Reach it back. A little bend here. Hold, hold. Good. Take it to whatever challenge is for you. Uh-huh. You know what I meant. Good. Stand it up. Awesome. Shake out those legs. All right, little lateral lunges. So we're going to the side. This is the one where we step it out. Come down. Choose your distance. Choose your depth. Choose whether you drag that toe in. If you want to take it up an even bigger notch, so you can bring that knee up in the middle. That's optional. Don't do it if it feels like too much for you. But it's a way you can try to advance things a little more if you want. Good. And as we go to the side, we're landing gently and quietly with control. Two more here. So this should not sound like an elephant's doing it. Good. We're going to switch to the other leg now. If you do find that you're really slamming down, then make it closer and smaller. Here we go. Reach into the side. Step it over. Good. And step. He's back. It looks like my kids are going to get to have some diaper changing lessons. Good, we're doing 3 more. You can add that knee if you want. And we're gonna land nice and soft. 1 more. Land nice and soft. Bring it in. All right. So we're gonna move on to just a little bit more mobility, stretching. We're gonna balance on 1 foot. We're gonna bring our other leg straight and front, just off the ground. Hands out to your side or on your hips or even touching something. We're gonna point and flex that foot. He's trying to get to us right now. He hasn't quite figured out my doorknob. Good. Let's rotate that ankle. Good, and let's take it the other way. Good. Let's plant this foot. Find our balance here. Take this other leg out in front. Keep it straight, or at least mostly straight. And we're going to point and flex. Point and flex. You heard a few little cracks and pops, that's fine as long as you're not feeling any pain. All right, let's rotate that ankle. And the other way. Good. All right. We're going to go just one round of these here. So you've done a similar version to these in class. We're standing on one foot. We're going to do kind of a slow motion clock tap here. So we're standing on one foot, just a tiny bend in this knee, like a short shock absorber. We're going to stretch our toe out in front. That's like, what, 12 o'clock or 1? Then we're going to touch it back in. Then we're going to touch it out about 2 o'clock. Touch it back in. About 3 o'clock. Touch it back in. Take it back here. I guess that's about 4. And then 5. And then reach it back to 6 o'clock. Switch those feet. Take it forward. Straight up at 12 o'clock. 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Another good one you can do occasionally throughout the day, not having to do like 15 reps or anything, just standing there waiting for somebody to do something or the water to boil. Try some little clock taps. All right, come on in. We're gonna do some stretching here with our hamstring. So you know I like this one. We're gonna push the hips back. The heel is out in front of us. Toe is going up towards the ceiling, and then we're thinking about pulling it in towards our shin. Again, pushing our hips back further and reach that arm out. Y'all see me jump? All right, stand it up. Let's push it back again. Hello. Reach it out. Stand it up. It's fine, just leave and be. Ah, good. Let's switch to the other foot. Maybe the screenshot I'll use from today's class later will be with his little face pressed to the glass. We're pressing our hips back. Toes are up towards our shin. We're reaching forward. Good. Good, stand it on up. Pushing it back. Awesome. And hold. Bringing those toes up towards the shin with your amazing brain power. Stand it on up. Push it back one more time. Good. Hold, hold. Stand it up. Now let's come to a little mountain pose. So all that is feet aligned about under your hips, nice and tall, toes gripping the floor. Let's bring those shoulders back. Hands are at our sides. We can pull them around with palms face forward. And we're just gonna stand here nice and tall. We're gonna just experiment with a little weight shift here. So I just want you to stay in this pose, but shift your weight slightly forward. See how that feels? See all the different muscles that engage? And bring it back up to where you started, and just shift slightly to the back. Ooh, feel those things? Bring them back to the center. Now let's just do a little shift to one side. Good, back to the center. Little shift to the other side. Good. All right, one more time, let's lean it forward. Good, hold it, and then bring it back to center, and a little bit towards the back. Woo, good, and bring it towards the center. Okay, now we're gonna start eyeballs, start the way, so we're gonna look, and then the face follows, the head follows, the neck follows, and we let the shoulders go too. Now we're gonna go the other way. Eyes, face, neck, shoulders. Good, bring it back to center and go again the other way. And we're allowing hands to move here and arms. You can even let the hips twist. Your feet do not have to stay planted on the floor. This is another gentle way to get your visual system communicating more with your vestibular or your balance system. So if you experience any dizziness, I'm doing these pretty slow, so you may not, but if you do feel any dizziness, just take it slower, or take it even a little less. Just start with the head, see if you can go from there. Now, if that all feels super awesome, you can always experiment with taking it a little faster. So this is another thing you can do throughout the day, especially if you've been sitting a lot. Just loosen some stuff up. But by bringing the eyes along with it, or leading it with those eyes, you're getting the visual system kicked in. And that's what, when you're walking along and you stumble, the visual system communicating with your vestibular system, that's what's going to keep you knowing which way is right side up without having to stop and think about it. Good. Bring it back to the center. All right, all we're going to do here is we're going to try and lace our fingers together if you can. If not, just reach them back behind you. You can do little airplane arms. So whichever version works for you. We're opening the chest here, and we're just going to get some little neck stretches. So we're going to look up one more time, mouth closed. We're going to tuck the chin. We're just going to do that 2 more times. Tuck the chin. And up. And tuck the chin. And then holding this pose, we're going to lean it to the side, our head. Lean our head towards the shoulder. Bring it back to center, towards the other shoulder. Good. Good, one more on each side. Good. Thank you, folks, for being here today. Thanks for putting up with all the grandchild squeals in the background. And I hope you'll join me next week.